Welcome back. Now, the Constitution Hill Human Rights Festival returns with the sixth edition under the theme Seize the Power. The festival aims to promote the importance of an active citizenry and build social cohesion and tolerance of difference in our communities. Now, to tell us more, we're joined in studio by Head of Heritage, Education and Public Programs at Con Hill, Reuben Phasha. Reuben, a very good morning to you. A warm welcome to Morning Live. Tell us about the Human Rights Festival. What is it for somebody who's never heard about this festival?
Okay, the Human Rights Festival brings the social justice organizations in the country together. We have Chapter 9 institutions that normally don't work together. We have the human rights organizations like your Greenpeace, your Foundation for Human Rights, you will never find together. So it's a one-stop shop for you as a South African to come and experience all of them in one place for the first time. We have curated it to be a family-friendly festival. So unlike those festivals where you have to leave your children at home, this one you can bring your whole family, you can bring your mother, you can bring the kids. Today is the last day of the festival. There's a lot of highlights for me, for the past 3 days of the festival.
I was about to ask, tell us a little bit what stood out for you.
Yeah, so yesterday I saw kids like 3 years, 4 years protesting. And this is in our constitution, the right to protest. Some didn't know what they were protesting for, but it was fun to watch. I saw kids 8 years old. I took my son Bokang there. He was learning to vote for the first time on a ballot paper, on a little a voting booth right there. So it is a festival to remind ourselves. When was the last time you saw the Constitution? The book.
The actual book, I have no idea when
exactly.
I saw that book.
Yeah, so this festival is about reminding South Africans that their human rights are important and to learn more about their rights and to also not to be used to the abuse of everyday human rights abuses, some of which we don't even think is human rights abuse. You get spam calls every day, I'm sure, if your cell phone gets robbed and you go to the police station to report a crime and the police officer drags their feet, do you know you can report that police officer? But do you even know where to start? So the Human Rights Festival brings what we call the activism row, a big expo where you find all these human rights organizations who are going to tell you about what to do when your rights are violated. And then we have dialogues and discussions, and there we're discussing key topical issues. It's a voting year. It's 30 years of democracy. So those are the topics you'll find there. We have things like gender-based violence in South Africa. You find topics around gender-based violence. We have community that are marginalized, the LGBTQ communities. And then we have conflict around the world. There's, the war in Ukraine, the war in Israel and Palestine. So when we kicked off this festival, we brought 1,000 drums and we had 1,000 people drumming in solidarity with the people of Palestine, the victims of war. So it's a festival that also demonstrates international solidarity as well for victims of human rights, because human rights affects all of us. All over the world. It's not just us in South Africa only. In 1948, there was a signing of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In 1956, people went to Kliptown to write the Freedom Charter because they were fed up with apartheid laws. And then now we have a constitution. This constitution and Chapter 2 of it has a Bill of Rights that lists rights that are similar to those ones in the Freedom Charter, similar to those ones in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So the human rights are common for everybody. So that's why we brought the international solidarity in this festival. Today we are walking.
You okay?
I'm wearing a T-shirt. It's called the We the People Walk.
Okay, affirming constitutionalism, yeah?
Yeah, affirming our constitutional. So we're inviting South Africans to come and walk for one right at least. We have many rights in our constitution. You can pick one. If you hate spam calls, you can pick that one, right to privacy, and come walk for it. It's a 5-kilometer walk.
Right.
Yeah, it starts at Constitution Hill right here. We'll go via Bramfontein, Mandela Bridge. So we'll go to key sites in Johannesburg where you can affirm your constitutionalism when you knock off here, you can really come to Cornhill.
Come to the walk.
And really come to the walk, yeah.
All right, Reuben Phasha, thank you so much for talking to us. You summed it all up. I didn't even have to ask a single question. He's the head of Heritage, Education and Public Programs at Cornhill. Reuben Phasha speaking to us about the 6th Annual Constitution Hill Human Rights Festival, which ends today at Cornhill, as he said, with a walk.